Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Right now at 6, we're following 2 breaking news stories. Nash County deputies shot a person while trying to serve an arrest warrant, and a woman seriously hurt after she was hit on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. We'll bring you to both of those scenes where you're looking live right now.
And the scene over downtown Raleigh starting to see a little bit of brightness to the sky as we see a big transition in our temperatures. We turn hotter this week as the kids are headed back to school.
And it's the first day of school for thousands of students across North Carolina. We have team coverage from Durham to Cumberland County and the changes your kids will see when they return to the classroom. Kids and teachers, you've got this. Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock. Here's to a new school year and a new morning routine. And that's what we're here for. Thanks for joining us. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Thanks for making this part of your routine here as we get things rolling on a Monday, day one for thousands of kids out there. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. And look at the muggy meter cooperating comfy temps in those classrooms.
It is. We had such a nice week last week for sort of the last week of summer for a lot of the kids out there. And that continues this morning. Our dew points down here at Comfy. It is on its way to tolerable, steamy, and tropical, though, as we get through this week. We're really going to see a big change. This is a live look at downtown Raleigh, looking past the legislative building. It feels very comfortable this morning. 62 is our temperature. Our dew point sitting there at 59, feeling very nice, but that is not going to last. We have a wide range in our temperatures from 68 in Clinton to 60 in Southern Pines, 62 in Rocky Mount, and 55 up in Roxborough. Your school day forecast starts in the 60s, but we'll climb into the mid-80s quickly, and we are likely to hit the 90s this afternoon. The heat index continues to climb, and we'll hit the triple digits in the next few days. I'll show you when it will feel the hottest. Coming up, Ken.
At 6:02, Elizabeth, let's get right to that breaking news in northern Wake County this morning. A woman hit by a car on Glenwood Avenue. This is between Brownlee Drive and Ebenezer Church Road this morning. You can see the sensor showing that part of Glenwood Avenue in the eastbound lanes closed right now. Let's get out to Nick Perlin in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker with what we know so far. And have you set the scene for us, Nick?
Well, Ken, police have been here for about 4 hours now, and traffic is starting to back up just a little bit here on Glenwood Avenue because of this crash. I do want to get behind the camera because I want to show you what's left behind here. And as I zoom my camera in, you're going to see this white Honda, and you can see here on Glenwood Avenue just badly damaged here with the windshield cracked and bad damage to that front bumper here. And you can also see in the back there, the westbound lanes of Glenwood Avenue, cars are being forced off of Glenwood and onto Brownlee Drive because of this crash. We do know one woman was badly hurt in this crash. We're still trying to get an update on how she's doing this morning. And we're also trying to find out more about the driver. We do know the driver did stay to cooperate with the investigation, but we're still working to find out if any charges will be pressed here because of this crash. But in the meantime, Ken, we know Raleigh police have said that this crash is going to affect your morning commute. So how's a good way to get around this?
That's a good point, and as you can see, that traffic is getting through right there. But I want to show you exactly what we mean in terms of an alternate route. Brownlee Drive, you see cars are getting off right there. Ebenezer Church Road is another option for you. And depending on where you are, Leesville Road is another east-west option. Of course, we'll keep monitoring this for you here in the WRAL Traffic Center. We also got word of a crash just in the last 20 minutes or so on Lake Wheeler Road in the southbound lane at I-40. You can see it's not causing any problems in that particular area, but we'll keep an eye on it to make sure it doesn't continue to affect your morning commute. Elsewhere, we're not seeing any delays really in any of our major roads in Wake County and surrounding communities.
Ken, thanks for that. We have more breaking news we're following this morning as deputies shot a man in Nash County around 12:30 this morning. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is in Nashville. And Kelsey, this shooting happened while deputies were trying to serve an arrest warrant.
Jeff, exactly. And new information in the last 20 minutes from the Nash County Sheriff's Office. They say that man was taken to Wake Med where he's recovering from his injuries. Now, they say that man had a gun when deputies tried to serve an arrest warrant. That's when 2 deputies shot him, and we're still working to find out if that man actually shot at the deputies or if he just had a gun on him at that time. As far as the scene here right now, we're just seeing several deputies' vehicles out here on the street. This is in a neighborhood on Regis Regis Store Road. The sheriff's office says the deputies who shot the man were not injured, but we're still working to get an update on the man's condition this morning. Deputies say the arrest warrant that this all started with was related to a domestic situation. The SBI is here doing their own separate investigation, so we'll be sure to keep you updated as we find out more information. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Nash County.
This morning, families are jumping back into their morning routines. It's the first day of school for thousands in North Carolina, including Durham, Johnston, and Cumberland counties. The first day for Wake schools is tomorrow. Traffic on the roads will be different for you as well, with more buses during the morning commute. WRAL has team coverage of back to school today from Durham to Cumberland County. Let's start with Laura Levine, who is live at a brand new school in Durham, Murray Massenburg Elementary. And Laura, a lot of excitement there. This is also the first school year for new superintendent Anthony Lewis.
Absolutely. Good morning, Renee. You know, a spokesperson for Durham Public Schools just got here, and she told me that Dr. Lewis will be here any minute now. There is a lot of excitement in the air with the opening of this brand new school. About 500 students will be walking through the doors here later this morning. So Anthony Lewis, he's asking parents for patience as they work through some of the expected first day kinks. There are 7,000 bus stops in Durham. He confirmed they are fully staffed with bus drivers. However, to accomplish that, they've had to put some substitute drivers on permanent routes. This means delays are likely if someone calls out sick. Here's what else is new this school year. Free breakfast and lunch for all students at every DPS school. The introduction of global language and STEM education for elementary students. And Superintendent Lewis says staff has been working around the clock during the summer to ensure a smooth transition back to school.
I had an opportunity to observe and meet people at our transportation department, and the mechanics, the meticulous time that they take to ensure that the buses are operable. And then obviously the work that our classroom teachers and administrators are doing as it relates to professional development, ensuring that, that they have all the skills and knowledge that they need to be successful.
And not only is this his first day as superintendent on the first day of school, but it's also his first day as a dad with students in DPS school. So again, a very exciting day. We're going to hear from him later this morning. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Durham.
Wilson County schools also start back today, including at the tornado-damaged Springfield Middle School. The August 8th tornado tore off part of the roof and knocked down the walls in the 6th and 7th grade halls. The school plans to use mobile units for some classrooms. Others will be moved into the 8th grade wing.
And Renee, Cumberland County schools are also back in session today. The district recently had a security shakeup of sorts after the sheriff's office said it would no longer be able to provide school resource officers to several schools. Several local police departments have stepped in to fill the open positions. Coming up after the break, we'll talk live with Superintendent Marvin Connolly about the safety and security plan and what families need to know as students go back to school.
Durham police are looking for the person who shot and killed a man and hurt a woman early Sunday morning. It happened on Avondale Drive near North Roxborough Street, near businesses. Police say an off-duty officer working a second job heard the gunshots and responded to the scene. Someone who didn't want to be on camera was surprised to see police still out while he was headed to work.
What did you hear?
I heard a loud gunshot, and I was away on Horton Road, and that's typical noise out here. They really should crack down on everything. It's a lot going on out here. You know what I mean? It's a lot of guys out here with them guns, and they don't know how to act.
The woman is expected to be okay. The man who was shot later died at the hospital. Durham's latest crime report shows the number of people shot was up by 44% when compared to the first 6 months of 2023.
A new parking deck in Chapel Hill is opening today, just in time for the start of school and Tar Heel football season. It'll be at 125 East Rosemary Street. The deck will add about 1,000 spaces to downtown. Construction will not be quite complete, so expect to see some of those areas still being finished.
2 astronauts stuck in space will have to stay there for 5 more months.
Yeah, what we are learning about their journey back to Earth. Gilbert.
coming up in about 30 minutes. About 50,000 students here in Cumberland County will be boarding school buses for the traditional start of school here in Cumberland County. Coming up in a few minutes, I'll be talking with the superintendent about what parents should know about their students' return to school.
And it's comfortable this morning, but it's not going to stay that way. Temperatures will climb well above normal. I'll show you when it will start to feel like the triple digits again coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13, just beginning to see a little daylight here on the horizon across our viewing area. This is a live look at Clinton this morning. Heading out the door, it feels okay out there. Temperatures are in the 60s. We're looking at fairly low humidity. Some patchy fog is possible, especially, excuse me, in our northeastern counties. Look at it. Excuse me. Somebody been talking about ragweed? I think we were talking about that a little earlier. In Rocky Mount, down to half a mile visibility, but nothing that's really going to cause a lot of problems for your morning commute, just especially in those northeastern counties. Watch for that. Exercise forecast, you know, at lunchtime we're in the mid 80s. We're back into the 90s now in the afternoons, and I'll show you when you really want to put off any outdoor exercise as our heat really ramps up later this week. Coming up, Ken.
All right, Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We continue to follow that breaking news in northern Wake County. A woman hit by a car on Glenwood Avenue. This is between Brownlee Drive and Ebenezer Church Road this morning. Let's give you a live look at that scene, courtesy of Nick Perlin, the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. Investigators have been focusing on that white car right there in terms of being involved in the pedestrian crash. We're working to figure out exactly how it happened and the condition and the identity of that woman. Back here in the WRAL Traffic Center, this is going to affect your morning commute coming into the capital city this morning. Traffic is being diverted onto Brownlee Drive. If you, depending on where you are, you can also use Ebenezer Church Road or even Leesville Road as an optional east-west route.
Good morning, Chris Levingood here in the WRAL Live Center, watching one of our business headlines today. The U.S. stock futures are actually a little changed this morning after the U.S. Fed Chair Jerome Powell announced that a rate cut was imminent for the United States. Just to kind of look at where futures are this morning, S&P 500 up 10.75 points, Dow Jones up 32, the NASDAQ up 48. Of course, many people have just been waiting to see when that rate cut would actually happen. Doing so could possibly mean more confidence in the economy for some people. Obviously, we'll be watching closely, and the market obviously is a good indicator of that. But the moment that we could see that actual rate cut happen, of course, we'll report it here on WRAL News.
It is the first day of school for students in Cumberland County, and this year there will be new non-invasive weapons detection systems. WRAL's Gilbert Bass joins us from Spring Lake Middle School with the district superintendent, Marvin Connolly. And Gilbert, there's some things that families need to know as they get out on that first day of school this morning.
Well, that's right. It's an early start for everyone. You know, a lot of folks don't know that Dr. Connolly and I are neighbors, and I noticed in your backyard this morning about 4 o'clock, lights were on in your house and you were getting ready to get out here. It's an exciting day for you. Give me an idea of what families should be anticipating when they come to school, especially when it comes to security.
Absolutely. Security and safety is the #1 priority for us here in Cumberland County, for all our 50,000 students and 6,000 employees. Safety is #1. So I ask everyone to slow down, have lots of patience today and grace as we implement new procedures.
Dr. Connolly, I know you got a lot to do here. We're going to talk with you more as the morning progresses. And we're going to also talk about the one gate system that the school system has installed here at all schools. That's going to be coming up here in about 15 minutes.
Gilbert, thanks. 2 astronauts stranded on the International Space Station will stay there until February. NASA says there is too much uncertainty around bringing Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams home on the Boeing Starliner spacecraft. The 2 have been in space since June. The trip was only supposed to be 5 days. It has now turned into months. The crew is now scheduled to return home on board a SpaceX spacecraft in February. Coming up on Today, former NASA astronaut Mike Massimo will break down the plan to bring those astronauts home and the new mission SpaceX is gearing up for, including a first for private spaceflight.
It is quiet in the Atlantic for right now, but in the Pacific, Hurricane Hone brought strong winds and heavy rain to Hawaii. Rain bands are sticking around as the hurricane moves out this morning. Thousands of people are without power and flights were grounded. The storm brought up to 15 inches of rain in some parts of the state.
It is 6:17. Hope you enjoyed our false fall over the weekend. And now it's time to go back to sizzling summer. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with why the pattern is changing.
Yeah, summer is coming back to us. We have had a high pressure system that's back to our west. High pressure systems rotate clockwise. And so that high pressure system had been bringing us some nice cool air from Canada. That is changing. As this high slides eastward, our temperatures will climb back into the 90s. We'll stay dry for the next couple of days, but eventually we get into a southwesterly flow, and that's going to bring in some tropical moisture, which will bump up our chances for rain. It's a pretty start this morning, even though we are looking at some big changes now over the next couple of days. It's pretty quiet and fairly comfortable out there this morning. Here's our high pressure system. This morning, our temperatures are still actually just below normal, but this afternoon we'll climb above normal. That high slides eastward, switches our winds to southwesterly, and then here comes summer. You can see those red shaded areas. That's where temperatures will be above normal. So our high pressure system will bring sinking air. That's going to help to bring us some heat. We're going to see most of the showers and thunderstorms near our area well to the north until around Thursday. And then that starts to change with a front coming through. We may see a little bit of smoky haze as well. The high pressure system that's sitting back to our west has sinking air, which compresses and warms. And then all of this will slide eastward. So that heat will really be building. And we'll feel it this afternoon. 92 in Fayetteville, 90 Rocky Mount, 92 in Roxborough. So low 90s for everybody today. Now, it may not last too long. Once we get into September, we tend to see a lot more ups and downs. And so we'll see above normal temperatures through the holiday weekend. But once we get just past that, we have some cooler air that's back to our west that may start to filter into our area. The last 90-degree day of the year averages around September the 12th. So that's not too long from now. But the latest was October 10th. And so, it can stick around for a while. Looking ahead to Labor Day weekend, still going to be on the hot side, upper 80s to low 90s. Humidity stays high, but a front comes in and helps to bump up our chance for thunderstorms. Let's look at that. Here's Friday with a good chance for rain. That front moves in and stalls, and it just bumps up our chances for rain. So by Friday, it's 50%, 60% chance on Saturday and again on Sunday. What we will see is a drop in our temperature, 90 Saturday and 87 Sunday. But in the meantime, we're going to hit 98 on Wednesday. And Ken, coming up, I'm going to talk about where that heat index is going to go by the middle of the week.
Oh, boy. Yeah. We had a nice gift in the last couple of days. Elizabeth, thanks. It's not a gift for you this morning. We're following some breaking news in the northern Wake County this morning. A woman struck by a vehicle on Glenwood Avenue between Brownlee Drive and Ebenezer Church Road. You can see part of that Glenwood Avenue is closed this morning as a result of that. Let's go ahead and give you a live look at that scene right now and show you exactly what's going on. Investigators have been focusing on that car right there that's involved in that. You can see the reconstruction team there on the scene, working that scene. And just be careful driving through there. We're working to get more information about it. Nick Perlin is there in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. Back in the WRAL Traffic Center, you wanted to know how to get around that. Brownlee Drive is actually an alternate route for you. Ebenezer Church Road or even Leesville Road, depending on where you are this morning. And of course, you always have the option of I-540. Also, really quickly, I want to tell you about a crash that happened on Lake Wheeler Road in the southbound lane near I-40. Not causing any problems this morning for your morning commute, but we'll keep an eye on it for you.
Thanks, Ken. A North Carolina couple is safe after getting caught in flooding while hiking in the Grand Canyon. It's a massive effort to rescue them and dozens of others from this dangerous situation.
Breaking news this morning in Nash County, where deputies shot a man while trying to serve an arrest warrant early this morning. What authorities say happened moments before those deputies fired.
And have a look right now. Your NC Education lottery numbers. We're back with what's trending next.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Chris Hemsworth is showing off a different type of superpower.
Ken Smith here now with What's Trending. Ken.
Yeah, it shows that it's never too late, right? The Thor actor learned to play the drums and debuted his new skills on stage with Ed Sheeran of all stars. The singer shared this video of them performing Thinking Out Loud at a concert in Romania. The experience is part of a new docuseries, Limitless with Chris Hemsworth.
It all just makes sense. They're in Romania, Ed Sheeran, and you look up and all of a sudden Chris Hemsworth's playing drums. What is happening there? But as part of that docuseries you're talking about, Ken, there's a cognitive health aspect to that docuseries that they're shedding light on. Playing an instrument can be beneficial to your cognitive health, they say.
All right, so start banging on those drums.
Or maybe pulling out the guitar, who knows? And from our awe file, former Glee star Lea Michele welcoming a new baby to her family. She shared this photo to Instagram of the little baby's feet. She captions it, "Our hearts are so full," with the daughter's name, Emery Soul Reich.
Yeah, and Emery will be joining her older brother there, who's 4 years old, Ever. And a couple years ago, Lea Michele recorded an album of lullabies dedicated to her son, and she'll have to have a new one for her daughter, but she can play that one for the little girl. Congratulations to them.
Aw. Ken, thanks. A Major League Baseball player will make history today by playing for both teams in the same game. Danny Jansen is expected to suit up for the Boston Red Sox today. They're completing a game against the Toronto Blue Jays that was suspended June 26 because of weather. Jansen played for the Blue Jays when that game started. He was traded, though, to Boston last month. So when the game's over, the box score will show he was on both sides.
Today, a federal judge will hear the Federal Trade Commission's bid to block a $24 billion grocery store merger. Kroger and Albertsons want to merge to help compete with rivals like Costco. The FTC believes this merger would eliminate competition and raise grocery prices. This is the largest proposed grocery store merger in U.S. history. And you may remember Kroger bought Harris Teeter in 2013.
And grabbing your coffee to head out, especially as you're trying to wrangle kids out the door. Temperatures this morning feeling comfortable in the mid-60s, but look at how fast we warm up. By 11 o'clock, 81 degrees. I'll show you when the heat index will reach the triple digits later this week. Coming up.
And you're taking a live look at Glenwood Avenue north of Ebenezer Church Road, where a woman was hit while she was crossing the street. How this could affect your morning commute.